Hello and welcome to the channel. Today I've got some carpets indoors that are really pretty nasty, so I'm going to try to clean those today, or at least get them a little bit cleaner. And to do so, I picked up an upright carpet cleaner. This is a POWERMAX, or dual POWERMAX by Hoover. So hopefully by using this today we'll be able to get these carpets a little bit cleaner. Do these carpet cleaners actually work? That's what I'm wondering, because I see them all the time whenever I go to thrift stores or secondhand stores. I even see people trying to give them away at the end of their driveway next to their garbage cans. Whenever I do my carpets, I usually will rent a machine out, and that requires putting a deposit down, and you're having to return the machine in 24 hours, or some cases 48 hours. And that does work pretty well, it has for me. But today I wanted to try one of these. And so I went ahead and bought one at a thrift store, and I'm going to take you through it and let you see how it works, and hopefully by the end of the video we can get a good idea if they actually do work at all. So here's what I have. I've got the dual POWERMAX washer, carpet washer, Hoover brand, wide path nozzle. You can see it's got the dual spin brushes. They were really filthy. I used a garden hose and washed those up, cleaned them up. Everything else was just like you see it here. I haven't even taken it indoors yet. The two tanks were as clean as you see them. And it's got the big wheels. On off, handle release. Pretty self-explanatory. You have two tanks. You have a clean water tank, fresh water, and then you have the dirty water that is sucked up here. That I'll be throwing that out, and got the little button here that sprays the water on. It's got a little safety feature here for some reason. But that's what I have here, and I like the way it looks too. I like the color scheme of it. So yeah, let's take it in and get familiar with it and start washing. So the carpets I'm going to be cleaning here today are just high traffic areas, and you can see here's a really good example here. This is like 2 or 3 years of just a lot of people going in and out of this door here. I don't even know what some of this stuff is on here. And you can see the contrast here where you have a rug that lays over here. Now I don't expect this to become as clean as what you see here. I think the expectations of that is just too great. So I'll be happy if it's, most of this just comes out fairly clean. And also I'm going to be using a pre-spot here. This is a dollar store product. It's a foam product, and they say on the directions here to spray it on and let it dry in the carpet and then just vacuum it up. In our case here today, I'm going to put this on, let it sit for 10 or 15 minutes, and then with the cleaner here I'm going to work it in with the brushes and just try to break it down a little bit more and then vacuum it up. Also, before using the cleaner here, I vacuum the carpets. They recommend that it only makes sense to make sure your carpets are as clean as possible before you even begin. That's almost the whole can there. In the bathroom, I'm going to take the freshwater tank off for the cleaner. And I'm going to put some hot water in. I'm going to fill it up to the max fill. line here. So we're going to let the water run until it's hot. Once I have the tank filled with water, I'm going to take the cap and just turn it over. This should be 1 ounce. So I will use some carpet cleaner solution here. This is just dollar store stuff. I'll probably use 1 or 2 ounces. Let's go with like 1.5 here. Just put it right back in. So the carpet cleaner is now ready, and what I'll be doing is turning it on, and then I'll be releasing the handle here. Once it's released, the brushes will start turning. At that point, I'm going to move up about 6 foot. While I'm moving up, I'm going to squeeze the trigger, release water onto the carpet. The brushes will be kicking in, breaking up any dirt there is on the carpet. So I'll go up about 6 foot, then I'll come back, so that's squeezing the trigger. After that, I'll go back up without squeezing the trigger, and then the machine will be sucking the water up that I put down on the floor. I'll bring it back, sucking it up again. That will be 1 pass. That's up and down, and then back again, up and down. After that, I'll go over to another, right next to where I started, overlapping about 1 inch, and do the same thing. Here's an idea of what the water will look like. So I used about 1/2 tank of water just on that small area there, and recovery here is just a couple of inches. The machine works great. It functions like it's supposed to, so I'm glad to see that. It was easy to do. I don't know if you could tell that by watching, but it was easy to do. But I realized that that's really not going to clean this carpet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep going back over it more with the vacuum. In other words, I probably won't be putting any more water back on it. I'll just be letting the brushes work themselves into the carpet, going back and forth and trying to suck up as much water as I can. I don't want to leave a lot of water on here. I don't want it to turn into some kind of a mildew problem or smelling because there's too much water left on the carpet. So I'm going to try to recover as much water as possible, working the brushes as I do that. Also, it was kind of awkward to do because I was using the camera and I couldn't really hold the cord. You really need to kind of hold the cord in your, well, in my case, my left hand while I'm doing this. So off camera, I'm going to go ahead and work this out here, and hopefully when I get finished, I'll have pretty good results here of what's happened. So the freshwater tank is empty. All of the water has been sprayed on the carpet and now sucked up. I can get an idea of how much water is left by looking right here and seeing how much is being sucked up. And as you just saw, there was hardly any. Most of it now is in the recovery tank here. So I'm going to go ahead and empty the recovery tank here. Once it's emptied, I'll put it back in place and then we can start over again and just repeat the process. And to remove the dirty water to remove the dirty water tank or the recovery tank, and to remove the dirty water tank, to remove the dirty water tank or the recovery tank, just push down here, pull it out, make sure that these locks stay in place, and then we can take it outside and unlock it on each side and pour it out. Pretty nasty stuff. Here we are the next day. The carpet is dry. can see there's still some staining, spotting there. The camera's really picking that up, but I can tell a big difference here by looking at it, and I definitely know that it's clean, and so I'm pretty happy with the way that it turned out. A lot has to do, I think, with not leaving something like this for 2 or 3 years. The cleaner worked fine. I'm happy with the way the cleaner worked. And I would probably be doing this every 6 months from now on. Or, according to the situation, if there's a recent spill, definitely try to get it up as soon as possible. But also the solution that you may be using will make a difference. Use a stain or pre-spotting solution will probably help. And there's many of those out there. That could make a difference as well. And also focusing on just going back and forth on a stain or spot. Now these didn't come out as great as I had really hoped, and I knew they weren't going to completely come out. I knew that from the beginning. But yeah, there was a lot of spots in other areas of the house where I would just work the machine back and forth over the spots and continue to spray, and it would actually kind of foam up, and I could see those spots actually disappear. The only thing is, when you're using that much spray, you want to make sure that you recover all that water that's left on the floor. It took a matter of hours for this really to dry, which is not really that bad. There's no stinky smell or anything to the carpet. It has a fresh smell actually from the solution that I was using. But yeah, the machine, to answer my own question, yes, these do work. This one does anyway. And it did recover all the water very easy, sucked it up very good. Put it down with the sprayer very, very good as well, and enough. There were no leaking in the tanks anywhere that I could tell. So overall, yeah, it worked great for me, and I'll definitely be using this again. I think it was a good buy for myself anyway. It's going to have to be cleaned up here, and it's really not that bad. The tanks are just like you see them. I haven't done anything. I'll take a garden hose and go outside and just kind of spray in here and get all this out. Brushes are in still very good shape. And yeah, the brushes work great. They continued to turn on the carpet when the machine was turned on, or when it was in the when the handle was pulled back. So everything functioned properly and easy to use. Just want to make sure that I personally use it more often, or use this more often now that I have it. So I guess that'll be it. Thank you for watching the video, and till next time, have a great day out there, and take care.